All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brooke Leah Bates, files number 24-21926FH, 21990FH, 24-22026FH, and 24-22065FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Miss Bates, and I have Darren Coast appearing from Pretrial Services. He provided a letter dated April 30th stating that Miss Bates has been doing oral swabs since November 1 of 2024. She has done approximately 40 to 50 tests and is always completely negative. I have no doubt she will do well on any sort of probation. So I commend you on that, Miss Bates. I know that that is not easy to do. So this is the date and time set for sentencing. And Miss Bates, have you had a chance to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, I did.
Have you had an opportunity to review that with your attorney?
Yes.
And you've had an opportunity to discuss that with Miss Underwood?
Yes, I did.
Are you satisfied with Miss Underwood as your attorney and the advice that she has given you?
Yes.
Okay. So Miss Underwood, before the, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
I don't believe we do, Your Honor.
All right. Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
It does not, Your Honor.
All right. So it took me a while going around in circles because I kept losing track of counts, but I have on file number 24, and Miss Walsh, correct me if I make a mistake on one of these. All right. I think this is your file. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So on file number 24-21926FH on count 1, possession of analogs, the guidelines were computed to be 0 to 11 months. On 24-21926FH on count 2, operating intoxicated, impaired, controlled substance. Third, was that the 7 to 23 guidelines, Miss Walsh, or was there's, see, if you go down to 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th offense, it's the same file number, but it says count 1, operating while intoxicated. I'm thinking one of those is repetitive.
So,
So yeah, it's okay.
guidelines for, did you say OWI 3rd?
Well, if you look at the first one on the final charges, it says file number 24-21926FH. Count 1, controlled substance. Let me pull the file. So I think they would just.
Where are you looking?
The first page, the cover sheet of the PSI.
Yes.
Okay. So
Count 1, those guidelines are the 0 to 11.
Okay. Yep. And then count 2, operating while intoxicated, impaired. What do you have for that file?
5 to 23.
Okay. All right.
On the same docket. That's count 2.
5 to 23. I couldn't figure out which one. Okay. Thank you.
I know.
All right. 5 to 23. So, okay. So then the next one is 24-21926FH. And that's count 3, failure to stop after collision. That's a 90-day misdemeanor. And then we move on to 24-21990FH, embezzlement from a vulnerable adult. That's 7 to 23 months, they calculated. So then
the 21926 was the first one we just discussed, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You said the misdemeanor was that part of that one.
It is. Yep.
Okay. Sorry.
think so. I think I said that right. And then she had files that end in 26 that are. All right,
Yes.
so then 24-21990 is the embezzlement. That was 7 to 23. And then on 24-22026, the count one operating while intoxicated, the guidelines on that one were 7 to 23, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just was mixing them up. And then on file number 24-22065FH, possession of cocaine less than 25 grams, guidelines calculated to be 0 to 11. Do you dispute any of those guidelines?
I do not dispute them, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. So, before the court passes sentence, Mr. Hartime, just to let you know, Mr. Brandt is here. Before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Ms. Bates?
Absolutely. There's a lot I'd like to say, Your Honor. First of all, this is a highly unusual case. Ms. Bates had really, it's obvious from the plea, Your Honor, gotten herself in a mess. Ms. Bates will not deny she has a serious substance abuse problem. However, Your Honor, since this took place, Ms. Bates has turned her life around 100%. Ms. Bates went to rehab from jail, Your Honor. She spent 90 days in rehab. She has done post-rehab work. She is in therapy. Ms. Bates has not failed one drug test or had any contact with law enforcement. Ms. Bates is now working at a serious job. She is working at a chiropractic office. She's doing so well, Your Honor. It is, as bad as her situation was, it is absolutely impressive to me what she has done with it at this point. I think I hope a sobriety court will look at Ms. Bates and understand everything she's done and place her where she needs to be and allow her to keep some of these things that she has going for her that are really, not only is she doing well, but she's feeling really good about herself. And she should be. So with that being said, she understands the recommendation and she's prepared to comply with the recommendation, Your Honor. She welcomes the opportunity to work with the people in the sobriety court, getting through this, Your Honor.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Bates, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
No.
But Judge, you need to make a few updates
Oh, yes.
on
Okay.
my recommendation. I have talked to Ms. Teskey. She is no longer really eligible for, she wasn't going to be in sobriety court. It was going to be recovery court. Because she's done so well since November, she's no longer high risk, high needs. So she's not really eligible anymore for recovery court. So my recommendation would be 2 years on probation, still the 1 year jail, suspended for any violations.
That is even better, Your Honor, just because it works out better for her situation.
Okay. Okay. Anything else, Ms. Bates?
I would like a lot of like the recovery court stipulations, maybe not as strict, but I do want some stipulations more than
Ms.
just
Bates,
court
Ms.
once a
Bates,
month.
Hold on. Let her speak. Okay,
More-
so you want access to that programming.
Not necessarily like to be in it, but I want to be in contact with people more than once a month. Like I want some accountability just for myself.
So Ms. Walsh, do you have people that report twice a month?
Oh yeah, definitely. She's going to report at least twice a month to me. Yes.
Okay, and then, we can order some rehabilitative treatment as a term of her probation for her if she wants or needs it, right?
I can. She probably won't qualify for it.
I'm still in
So-
counseling stuff now.
Okay, so you're in counseling, you can do your treatment and counseling through them, there's like meetings you can go to. But Ms. Bates, you know, if you feel like you're moving towards a relapse or you're moving towards a situation that you're concerned about, you know, obviously reach out first and Ms. Walsh can like help you find some programming or some support, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
All right. All right, so in determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing, the criteria and reasons for the sentence on the nature and gravity of the offenses, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication of the law, and the protection of society. On file number 24-21926FH, it's sent to the court that you'll be placed on probation for a period of 2 years. During that term of probation, you will obey and comply with all the articles of your probation. You're not to violate any criminal laws, not to leave the state without consent, not to use or possess alcohol, not to use or possess illegal controlled substances or any controlled substances without permission. If it's a prescription of the probation department, you must test as required, complete any outpatient or residential substance abuse treatment if referred to, report as often as required, and we'll set you up where to make sure that you're twice a month. I'm gonna order 120 days community service during that term of probation. Let's see. Not to engage in any assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. Not to use any object as a weapon. They have the right to search your house at any time if they have reasonable cause to believe that you have items which violate the terms of your probation. And they are allowed to enter your home for probation supervision at any time. Report any arrest or police contact, loss of employment, or change of residence within 24 hours. Maintain employment, which you're doing. I'm going to give you 1 year in jail suspended with credit for 30 days already served. There's $100 restitution payable to the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office, a crime victim assessment fee in the amount of $130. There's vehicle immobilization.
I don't have a
100.
vehicle.
Huh?
I said I don't have a vehicle.
Well, that solves that problem. $110 OUID reimbursement to the Tecumseh Police Department, $136 in state costs. There is on count 3, and that would have been for, those fines and costs would have been for count 1 and count 2. On count 3, which is a misdemeanor, $50 state costs. On file number 24-21990FH, again, there's a period of probation of 2 years. Same terms apply to this probation term as well. I'm going to give you credit for 1 day served on that file. Restitution in the amount of $44,444.53 payable to Old National Bank. Crime victim assessment fee in the amount of $130 and $68 in state costs. Mr. Brandt, on file number 24-22026FH, probation for a period of 2 years. Same terms apply. I'm not gonna order another 120 days community service because I've already ordered it, Ms. Walsh. And if she's
Okay.
working full-time, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna give you credit for jail served of 1 day, already served. Restitution in the amount of $100 to the Lenawee County Prosecutor's Office. Crime victim assessment fee in the amount of $130, $110 to the Lenawee County Sheriff's Department, OUIL, OUID reimbursement, $68 in state costs. Am I going too fast, Julie?
No.
Okay. Now we're gonna go to the last file, 24-22065FH. 2 years probation, same terms of probation, must obey and comply with. I'm gonna give you credit for 1 day already served in Lenawee County Jail, crime victim assessment fee in the amount of $130 and $68 in state costs. I'm gonna attach the $750 in court costs to file number 24-21926. Okay, I think I've got everything, Ms. Walsh. Am I missing anything that you're aware of?
I don't think so.
Okay, now, Ms. Bates, we're gonna mail to you 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review, and in that envelope will be those 3 copies. One will be flagged for you to initial and date, and then there'll be a self-addressed envelope in that same envelope. Initial and date that, and put it in the self-addressed stamped envelope and mail it back to us. If you wish, that's just to acknowledge you received the paperwork. If you wish to appeal your sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days, all right?
Okay, thank you.
All right, anything else, Ms. Walsh or Ms. Bates?
Ms.
Good luck,
Bates,
Brooke.
can you report to me on Tuesday at 2?
That
Okay,
will work.
All right,
Sounds
thank
good.
you.
Thank you.
All right,
Have a good day.
thank you. So are you here for court today? What's your name? All right. Is he yours? Okay, you want to come up with Miss Underwood? All right.
Your Honor, I don't believe I've been able to talk to Mr. Simmons about, let him see the report.
Okay,
Was your bond applied to the amount?
why don't you go out the hallway? It's fine. Thank you.
We got Mr. Noble.
Right. Mr. Brandt, are you ready on Mr. Hill?
He is using the restroom.
Take a book right there.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you today?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Of
So
course.
I am ready for Eric Nolan and Antoine Carter. I think there were some pickups, but I'm not even remotely ready for them.
No worries, ma'am. I will get you those 2 for now.
All right. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
1 second. All right, so. All right. Good morning, Mr. Hill.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Mr. Hartung.
Good morning.
This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Rodney Lamont Hill, file number 24-21703FH. I have Alfred Brandt appearing on behalf of Mr. Hill. And I have Douglas Hartung appearing on behalf of the people. This is a date time set for sentencing in this matter. Mr. Hill, have you had a chance to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had ample time to speak with your attorney, Mr. Brandt, about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with him as your attorney and the advice that he's given you? All right, Mr. Hartung, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brandt,
No additions or corrections to the report, Your Honor.
does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect? Mr. Brandt?
None, Your Honor.
All right, and the probation officer has computed the minimum sentencing guidelines to be 19 to 38 months. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines, Mr. Hartung?
Your Honor, I actually scored those guidelines higher myself, but I'm willing to stipulate to those guidelines because I believe they do benefit the defendant in this case.
Okay, all right, and Mr. Brandt?
No additions or corrections.
Okay, all right, before the court passes sentence, Mr. Hartung, is there anything you'd like to say?
No, only that I wish Mr. Hill luck moving forward here. We do have an agreement as to the Killebrew type sentence here, so that's all I have to say. Look forward to him doing well on probation and succeeding in his life and getting back to his daughter as soon as he possibly can. Excuse me, as soon as he can.
Mr. Brandt, anything you want to say on behalf?
Just a couple of matters, Your Honor. We would hope the court would follow the Killebrew agreement. I think, as I've indicated to the court previously, our office was retained by my client's employer. They thought enough of him to retain counsel for him because he was such a valued member of their team. Hopefully he gets through this and he gets back to work as quick as he can.
All right, Mr. Hill, anything you want to say on your own behalf?
No, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Hill, obviously the guidelines in this call for a higher sentence, but there is a Killebrew agreement and I think it's well-deserved. And Mr. Hill has shown for the last months that he is definitely deserving of that Killebrew agreement. So the court will of course follow that. In determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, potential for reformation, vindication for the law and the protection of society. The sentence of the court in this case that you will serve 1 year in the Lenawee County Jail. I will give you credit, it's 5 days for time already served. I am not going to, there's no probation term.
Correct.
And then it's $130 crime victim assessment fee and $68 in state costs. All right. Now, you do have the right to. You do have the right to appeal the sentence. So my bailiff's going to hand down to your notice of right to appellate review. Just initial and date the top copy for our records to acknowledge that you received the paperwork, and the other copies are for you. If you wish to appeal your sentence, just fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. And if you just want to have a seat, are you reporting, or just have a seat over here?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Eighty-five, 28.
All right. All right, thank you, Mr. Hartine. Did you have any other matters this morning?
No, no, that's it. I'll see you around 11 or so. Thank you very much.
Court.
Oh, yes, thank you. All right. So, Miss Underwood, Mr. Simmons? Okay. All right, so this is in the matter of